What's up, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with SPY, Tesla, and the overall market. But just note that I am not a financial planner. Make sure you take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out my Webull link. If you deposit any amounts of money, you're guaranteed 12 free stocks. If you deposit $500, you're guaranteed 20 in total. Deposit $2,000 or more, and you're guaranteed 40. The offer ends very soon in just one day. Anyways, now let's talk about what's happening with the markets. So far, SPY is getting bought back up at this trend line, which is aligning with our wedge. But I just want to say that we got this dip, right? We got this dip all the way down towards 579. We called out this dip in the morning only to get bought back up. So the market ended up getting bought back up. And overall, we're still stuck in our range. The market is basically range bound for now. Now, we have other factors that could affect whether or not we remain in the range that we're going to be in, but I just wanted to call them out real quick. So, the GDP numbers were very mixed alongside the ADP employment change. Everything was very close to expectations, causing a bit of a dip in the market only to get bought back up. But then for Thursday, which is tomorrow, we have PCE data. So don't forget about that. And our after market close today, we have Microsoft, Meta, and Coinbase announcing earnings. It's also going to affect the market. So we'll be waiting to see how things end up going. For now, from a technical standpoint, we are range bound because when you look at SPY, we have a tendency of rejecting near 583 to 585, around that range. We do tend to reject there, and we tend to get bought back up around 580 to 578. That's what we've been doing for the last week and a half, going back and forth between these levels. And that's what SPY is doing right now. So it is possible that we attempt to retest 583, but then I see a lot of shuffling for the time being before anything else. I think that SPY could try to shuffle right over here before it tries to push up for 583 or above. But then whether or not we continue to rocket back up to all-time highs is going to be very dependent on earnings. So for now, SPY dumped. Yes, we did get that dip. Now we're getting bought back up. So there are buyers defending it, and we remain range bound. On ES, it's the same thing. Basically, we have 5900 as our resistance. We tend to reject off that, and we tend to get bought back up around 5850. So we're going back and forth between these levels. I think we could attempt to push closer to 5890 to 5900 again, but then I see a lot of sideways price action for now. So we're just waiting for some big earnings to get our big reaction. For Nvidia, we're also kind of range bound right here. We have been going back and forth. We did dip a bit because of AMD's earnings, with our buyers trying to defend it at 138. So I mentioned to you all that we might be dipping to 138 on Nvidia. We did dip a little bit below that only to get bought back up. So we're looking at resistance at 140 flat. If that breaks, we're looking for 142. And if we can't hold above 140, we're going to be dipping back down to the 138s. Otherwise, I just see a lot of shuffling near 140 as the most likely case. For Bitcoin, we're kind of dipping right here. We're going to be watching to see if we could get back above 72,000. Otherwise, red risk of coming back down towards 71,500. So watch to see if that ends up being the case. We could be dipping a little bit more on Bitcoin, excuse me. For Tesla, Tesla is also range bound. So there's a new trend on Tesla. Around 255, we like to get bought back up. This is where this green demand zone happens to be. And we tend to reject near 262 or 265. So we pumped back up to 262, only to come back down to 260. So I see a lot of shuffling the 260 area for Tesla. Just know one thing, volume is slowing down, so it's not as strong as what it was like before. So look for some sideways price action on Tesla around the 260 area. We could decline back down to these lows again later on if 260 fails us. But for now, I just see a lot of sideways price action. NQ is rejecting off this resistance. So notice that it kind of dumped quite a bit. We pumped at first back up to 20,800. Then we ended up dumping after the GDP numbers came out. Then we pushed back up. So we're just going back and forth right now. We're looking at resistance at 20,700, and then we have support at 20,600. We're range bound for now, so give this some time. I think we may attempt to push a little bit higher for 20,700, then we might be dipping after that. For the QQQ, we're also range bound between 499 and 500. We're going to likely just be stuck in this range for the next, while, and we'll have to see if we get a rejection or not. But I think that we could be dipping a little bit lower to 498. But there's going to be a lot of shuffling. For Aapl, we're dipping right now. We're looking for 230 as our support and 232 as resistance. So expect some more sideways price action as well. There's not much going on for the rest of these. We have 225 as our resistance, then 222 as our support. There's not really much going on with the IWM. So I'll talk more about the rest of these as time goes on. We could see coin retest like 216. I could see Amazon just continue to shuffle between 192 and 195. It dipped down to 192 only to get bought back up, so we could be retesting 194, but look for some sideways price action there. Meta is also range bound between 600 and 594, so expect some sideways price action here. It might attempt to push for 600, but we're waiting for earnings. Same thing with Microsoft. We're stuck between 437 and 434. We're just stuck in the middle. We're waiting for earnings as well for the rest of these. Google could decline to 180, but I see sideways price action. So with that being said, I thank you all for listening. I wanted to make this video nice, short, sweet, and simple, so I'll be back in another couple of hours to give you guys another update. Thanks for listening, and peace out.